Today, we're going to talk about CASPA. It's horrible, I know, but it's time to rip off the band-aid. Before we even begin, here are some of the things that you need to know about CASPA. The initial fee for you to apply to your first school is going to cost you $179. And then it's $55 for each additional school that you add. You still have to worry about the supplemental application fees for each school as well. In order for you to submit your application, you must have at least 2 letters of recommendations already uploaded to your CASPA account. So before you even begin your CASPA application, you need to go talk to the people that are going to write you a letter of recommendation and give them a heads up. Give them at least a 3 months notice, that way they can have plenty of time to write you a really good letter of recommendation. Once you have submitted everything on CASPA and your application is complete, then you're going to enter the stage of being verified. Your verification time is going to vary based upon when you applied and how many other students are applying at the same time as you. It is first come, first serve, so if you applied first rather than the person who applied 2 weeks after you, you are more likely going to get verified before the other person. This is why you need to make sure that you have plenty of time to complete your CASPA application well before the deadline of your particular school. You do not want to have everything done and then you get stuck on the verification process and you miss the school's deadline. And before you even apply to any school, please do your research. Make sure that you are eligible to apply to that school and you have done all the prerequisites along with any other requirements. Keep in mind that you may still apply to schools with outstanding prerequisites, meaning if you have not completed all prerequisites, you may still apply as long as you finish all those prerequisites before the deadline that the school has set. And lastly, as I have already mentioned,
do not rush this.
You don't want to make mistakes here that could have been easily avoided if you had just paid a little more attention, if you had given it a little bit more time. Honestly, it might be a good idea for you to open an account way before you're even thinking about applying, because that way you can get familiar with CASPA and you can forward your information when it is time for you to actually apply. Now that you have gained some wisdom, let's open up CASPA. When you log into CASPA for the first time, it is going to ask you to add a program. If you already know what school you want to apply to, go ahead and add that now. But if you don't know, then just add a random program and then you can come back and fix that later. Let's start with section 1, personal information. This is probably the easiest section you're going to complete on CASPA. All you have to do is just agree to the release statement and give them all your personal information like name, date of birth, your address, phone number, race, ethnicity, parents' information, your citizenship status, whether you're a US citizen or a permanent resident or whatever you may be. And also don't forget to mention your alternative names. If you happen to have a different maiden name and now you're married and you change your last name, or you just happen to have changed your name, make sure that you mention all names and aliases that you have ever used, because this is how CASPA will match up all information about you to your account. Now let's move on to section 2, academic history. This is where you mention what high school you went to, what college or colleges you went to, your test scores, and lastly, your transcript. This is probably going to be one of the most time-consuming parts on CASPA. It took me forever. If you are not very good with transcripts and entering information and making sure every single detail is correct, you might want to think about the professional transcript entry. They charge you $69 for the first 3 transcripts, $95 for 4 to 6 transcripts, and $145 for 7 or more transcripts. But if you don't want to spend any money on that, then go ahead and get your official transcripts from each college you have ever attended, and then go ahead and enter the classes in exactly the same way that they appear on your transcripts. Make sure you're adding the correct subject to the correct category. Make sure that you're mentioning what letter grade you got and the point score equivalent to that letter grade. And pretty much just check and recheck that your entries are correct. Each semester is correct, each year is correct, and each colleges are entered separately and correctly. You do not want to mess this part up because this will extend your verification process by a lot. If you have been to multiple colleges, just pick a college, enter all the grades for that college first, and then go ahead and do the second or third or however many you have, and then come back another day to check if you have missed anything, because if you're staring at the same screen for hours, everything is going to start to look the same. So give it a break, come back another day, and make sure you comb through every single item and that is perfect to the best of your ability. Section number 3 is called supporting information. The first item on there is going to be called evaluations. This is where you add the people that are going to write you that letter. You have to add their first and last name along with a valid email address. And you're also able to type up a short paragraph to remind them what this is about when they do get that email from CASPA. Your references, the people that are going to write you the letter, they directly upload their letter to CASPA. You do not actually get to see your letter. It goes directly from those people to CASPA. So make sure that you're on top of it and you are getting those letters turned in. Next is the experience section. Mention any relevant experiences that you have to this tab, whether they be healthcare experience, patient care experience, shadowing, non-healthcare experience, leadership, internship, anything that you think is relevant and is going to help you get selected by a PA school, add that in this section. Do not skip out. Same goes for your achievements. If you have ever gotten any scholarships or won any competitions or achieved Dean's List or got a certificate for volunteering, anything and everything that is relevant, add them here. There's also licenses and certifications tab along with a membership tab. And the main thing is the essay section. It is dreadful. This is where you will be uploading your personal statement. Make sure that your personal statement is the best version that you could come up with. People spend months perfecting this statement, so when you do upload it, make sure it is the best version that you have. The fourth and final section of CASPA is called Program Materials. Over here, you're going to select the school that you're interested in applying, and it's going to show you the deadline, the prerequisites, additional documents, and whatever additional essays or questions that school might have for you. For example, this is the prerequisites for Yale. These are all the classes that they want you to have taken to become eligible to apply to this school. They also happen to have all these essay questions that they would like you to answer on top of your personal statement. This brings me to supplemental applications that you're going to need to complete for multiple schools. They do cost additional money on top of the initial fee that you paid, and most schools require you to submit extra essays and documentations as part of that supplemental application. That was just a general overview of what CASPA is like. If you don't happen to have an account with them yet, I just wanted to show you the 4 different sections and what is included in each section. If you have any additional questions, please ask them in the comment section below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Hey fam, my name is also Fam and my channel is about all things PA. If you're interested in this career field, please consider subscribing because I will be making videos every single week. Thank you for watching.